Hey, 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 how are you? Yeah, well, I didn't get to go to church this morning. I didn't even watch it on YouTube this morning. Instead, I was just reading. I just read something about love. God had me do a Bible study about love for a year. 3 years ago. 1 year, He put that on my heart every day. Every day. I know I look like hell. It just is what it is. I'm outside. I'm in the wind. I don't feel good. I'm tired. But God put that on my heart a year ago. 2 years ago, I studied for a whole year. Every day, He kept putting it on my heart every single day. Love, love, love is what He kept telling me. That's why, Lord, why do You want me to keep on studying it? Again, today I sat down to read here under this tree. As you know, I'm living outside, so foundation of victory. Why? Because isn't that what God is, the foundation of victory? His word, His whole message is all about love, is it not? God is love. God is the epitome of love. He created us in His image because He first loved us. He sent His Son from heaven down here for salvation as the second Adam. For love. Not the erotic love, but the agape love. The unconditional love. A love that doesn't matter. We break His heart every single day. And yet He still loves us. Every day. Yeah. I look what He did all day. I don't even care. Every day. We break His heart. We don't listen to His word. We don't believe in what He tells us. We don't trust Him. We run the opposite way. We listen to Satan more than we listen to God. That's the problem. Too many people are listening more to Satan than they do to God. And that's why it breaks His heart so much. You see, Lucifer, Satan, that broke God's heart first. When He had to banish him from heaven and send him to earth, him and 1/3 of the angels. You know, it broke His heart to send His child away. A child He loved, He cherished. But He loved him so much that He gave him a second chance because He sent him out of heaven to the earth to be redeemed, and yet He still chose. My friend, He still chose to be ugly. He still chose to be envious and jealous and try to take everything away from God. And he still works at it today. When you love your children so much, the last thing you really want to do is not talk to them. The last thing you really want to do is banish them, or, as this world has taught me, exile. Targeted individuals, chosen, rejected by the world. Just as Jesus was rejected by the world. Not at first. Yeah. Sorry. Touches home. When you can feel the pain that the Father must have felt when he sent his only son. He wasn't his only son, but when he sent his son away. And one thought of the angels that followed him. That's why they call them 1/3 of fallen angels. That was God's kids. And I know when I had to get onto my kids, it broke my heart to get onto them. But God says, spare the rod, spoil the child. He didn't mean the rod was used to beat somebody with. He meant it was used for correction. For correction, not for abuse. There's a difference. God is love. God is love. Everything he did for us was for love. Look at all the things he created first before he ever even created us. The sun and the moon he created. The heavens he created. The stars he created. The plants he created. The oceans and the waters he created. The fish and all the little creatures. The deer and all the other little creatures he created. He created all those things for us so that we might enjoy it. Just like the garden, remember? Remember the Garden of Eden he created? And he told Adam and Eve they could eat anything they wanted in there, just don't eat of the tree of good and evil, the tree of knowledge. Satan tempted him and said, oh, no. God just knows that you'll be just like him. That's not true. God created everything for good and not for evil. Satan come down and twist everything just like he still does today. He twists people's words. He twists meanings. He twists the Bible in the church, outside of the church. He twists it through the politics. He twists it through the families. He twists it through every which way he can. Some people even use the Bible stories as a excuse for different things that they do. Narcissistic, abusive behavior. They use a different Bible story. Say, well, if they did it to Jesus, then it's okay. They're going to do it to you. When they targeted you to do it to you first. They targeted you to kill your soul. To kill you as a person. They hide behind religious cults. It's not religion. It's demonic. Anything that will twist God's word to doing the opposite of what God says is demonic. These so-called games that use the Bible and the government and the targeted individuals, the chosen individuals, they not only choose them to be abused by narcissistic abusers. There's so much more in there that you cannot even understand. You cannot even begin to fathom how cruel and how evil it really is, and how deep it really goes. It's very evil and very cruel. And they've been doing it for hundreds of years all across the world. All across the world. Every day. Right under everybody's noses, and they get others in the community to participate. They call it good. Is it really? They say that you were meant to be in the narcissistic abuser's life. They were meant to squash you and teach you lessons. Really? They were meant to squash you over and over and over for years and years and years. I don't think so. That's an excuse to hurt somebody. That's an excuse to hurt somebody so deep to the core that causes them CPS-TD. How do you say that? I said that backwards. CPTSDS, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying. To cause them severe depression. To cause them severe mental and physical anguish. To force them down so much that they can't get back on their feet. Force them to live outside continuously while you're forcing them down, while you're forcing them through all these different programs all at the same time. All these different experiments you're going through while you inundate them by catfishing them. And then you run them out of this place or out of that place so they don't get back on their feet. They start to get back on their feet and you start squishing them again. You don't want them to get very far. That, my friend, is pure evil. There is no God in that. It is evil from the pits of hell. And every time you try to get back up, I guess OBs knock you back down. Trying to force you into their demonic programs. Trying to force you into their Rahab program, their Gomer program, their Ruth program, Esther program. Rahab was a prostitute, lived on the wall there at can't even remember the town she lived at. Starts with a J. Gomer. She was married and she just kept going off with other men until one day she was auctioned off on an auction block and her husband finally bought her back. Esther was kidnapped as a young girl and taken to the king's palace against her will. Lived there for a year before she got to talk to him. Ruth, I believe she had to lay at the feet of her kinsman abusive bullshit. To squash somebody over and over and over because you're afraid they're going to get on their damn feet. Because they don't want to play your stupid, sorry, damn ass games. If you have to squish somebody so damned hard, then you're not worth being around. You're the piece of crap. And I would never consider to marry you nor date you. And I don't say that lightly. And I mean what I say. I don't care who you are. If you have to treat people like that, you don't deserve to be in my life. Period. Point blank. I don't want you in my life. I don't care what you have to offer. I don't need your disrespect. I don't need your abuse. I don't need your bullcrap. And I won't tolerate it. I have been abused on and off my entire life. And raising my 5 kids and helping others to raise theirs and helping to raise my grandkids was hard. And being a single parent was hard. But you narcissistic, covert, coercive control, Jiminy Cricket jerks have made my life more hell than that ever was. More hell than any of my ex-husbands ever did, combined together. You bastards have forced me to live outside for 3 years and 7 months already. Because I will not ever just jump in the car with somebody and go home with them. I will not be your little whore. I will not be your little trophy. I will not be your little piece of ass. I don't care. I'm not your doormat. Care. I'm not your doormat. I am not the ground you walk on. I am a living, breathing person just like you. And I deserve the same amount of respect as you do. God said if you don't want it done to you, don't do it to others. So if you don't want to be squished and treated like hell, be forced to try to commit suicide by screwing your mind all up. Because that's their ultimate goals. It's for you to kill yourself. Or to force you to go crazy and live in a mental institution. While they commit all these frauds against you. Frauds. Mind control. The powers, the principalities of darkness in high places is the government and the church. And then the family. The biggest organized criminal organizations there are. What right do you have to sell another person? What right do you have to trade them off from this person to that person? What right do you have to try to force them to marry this person or go with this person? What right do you have? And then you talk about dating. Dating done the right way, respectfully, can be a good thing. The way y'all do it, where your games have done it. It's disrespectful. It's humiliating. It's degrading. You treat women or other people out here, targeted individuals, chosen ones, like trash. You treat us like trash. And then we go somewhere and you treat us good. For the minute while we're eating, having something to eat, you treat us good for that minute. And if we go somewhere you don't want us to go, you get the people in the establishment to treat us like crap. You use all kinds of fraud against us. You force all these different situations, forcing people's health down with witchcraft, with voodoo, black magic, hoodoo, hexes and curses. They force you down for years, and then all of a sudden they want to tell you to get over it. Just love everybody. And they try to set you up for fraud everywhere they turn. Set you up for house fraud, loan fraud, car fraud, stealing a car. They want to get you in a car that's already stolen. Yeah. Get you in another car that's already been messed with, that needs work. Lies, deceptions, and manipulations over and over and over and over. Lies, tricks, deceptions over and over and over. How would you like to go through it? They put me through it for more than 12 years already. For lies, for tricks, for deceptions. Who started the lies, I'm not really sure. But I know who was gang stalking me. I know who was trying to get me fired from my job. I know who made damn sure when I got hurt that I didn't get the benefits I was due, the benefits I paid for, so that I could have gotten back on my feet, so I could have kept my car, so I could have kept my home, so I could have gotten healthy again a lot faster. But I refuse to sit at your feet in gravel. I refuse to be your doormat. I refuse to be your little screw buddy. I refuse to be disrespected. I refuse to be degraded. I refuse for you to treat me like trash. Because my blood runs just as damn thick as your blood. We live and breathe the same air. So if you want to talk to somebody, you want to go about dating somebody, marrying somebody, do it the right way. Don't play their human trafficking games. But you got to follow this person or follow that person or follow this car. You know what that gets you? That gets you to go to jail, gets you go in the hospital, gets you dead. You don't know what lies on the other side of that. Just take a chance. Somebody's out there trying to commit fraud on you. They put a business in your name and they want you to, they go start a business, they want you to join them. They've already started a business in fraud. So if you join them, now you go to jail with them. No, thank you. I'd rather build it myself than join in with your fraudulent activities. I don't deal with fraudulent activities. I don't deal with untruthfulness. I don't deal with dishonesty. Dishonest gain. I don't deal with it. And if there was anything that was mine and my kids got it, I'm happy for them. I want my kids to have things. You know why? Because I was told I'm the generational curse breaker. We're all generational curse breakers. You know that? And we do it in so many ways to be the generational curse breaker of our family lines. How do we do that? We change the trajectories. That's number one. We stop listening to Satan. We follow God. God said, He is the way, the truth, and the life. There is no other. Religion will not get you to heaven, but your relationship with Jesus Christ will get you to heaven. Religion is a man-made thing. Your relationship with Jesus Christ is a one-on-one thing between your heart and Him. He says, love the Lord God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. Do the right thing when nobody's looking. Don't try to be sneaky and underhanded and dirty-minded. Greed, lust, envy, jealousy. Those are the root of evil. The root of evil from Satan. God tells you in His Word to beware of these things. What does He say? Bad company corrupts good habits, good morals. You think He just said that just because? My friend, when we try to change somebody else, we're doing what we're supposed to, but if we go in and try to change somebody else when they don't want to be changed, it's just bouncing off of them. You just have to pray for them in secret. Because when you try to force somebody to change, it never works, it backfires. And then you end up following them. So don't do that. Love yourself enough first. Set up boundaries. Respect yourself first. Respect is number one for yourself. If you love yourself, you will respect yourself and you will set up boundaries. You will not let them treat you like trash. You will hold your head high. And if you take lumps, you take lumps. So be it. But at least you will still have your respect for yourself. You will still have your dignity. Nothing to hold over your head. You see, when people blackmail others into being flying monkeys, yeah, I learned that new term, flying monkeys, goppeldangler, dangle gopper, whatever, goppeldangler, something like that, gang stalker, narcissistic abuse, coercive control. I've learned all of those words, those new vocabularies over the last couple of years. Because those things is what's been doing to me. And at the top of the list is the government doing it. In cohort with the church. in gang together. They're hand in hand, the government and the church. And then they deceive your family into doing the same things with you. They talk them into it. They pay them. They pay many people to lie, to cheat, to steal on you. Do you appreciate that? Would you appreciate it? I don't appreciate it. I don't know anyone who would. When we as a human being start disrespecting other human beings just because of their race, just because of their financial status, just because of their health, just because of if they have an inheritance or if they've had a wreck and they might be due some insurance money or whatever the case may be. Destroying another person's life just because you can, not because you have a valid reason. That is greed, envy, jealousy, all from Satan. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, temptation, it all comes from Satan. It doesn't come from God. What did Satan do to Jesus when he sat over there? 40 days he fasted. Satan came down and tempted him and took him high up and said, what? If you will bow before me, I will give you everything that you can see. What did he say? Excuse me just a minute. Come here, please. Come here. Come here and sit down, please. Sit down, please. Sit down, please. What did I ask you? I said, sit down, please. I said, sit down, please. Anyways, that's what you get when you're outside. You deal with it every day. Everywhere you go. Morning, noon, night. Maybe these so-called games are good. I don't know. Because what I see, I don't like it. I find it disrespectful. I guess to some people it wouldn't be disrespectful. They think it's okay. I don't think it's okay. Maybe I'm the oddball out. You think you should just go over here just because somebody pulls up to the hair salon, that you should go over there and get your hair done and let some man pay for it before you even know who it is, just so you can go out with him? I think there's something wrong with that. To me, that sounds like prostitution. No, thank you. No, thank you. I can do my hair myself, thanks. Try to force you to be with somebody else just so you could have a house to live in. Force you down. And tell you can't have a house, you can't have a place to live unless you're with somebody. Unless you go with somebody, you follow somebody, they force your finances down. Force your health down. Trying to force you to go with somebody. Let them adopt you. Go and be their little piece of ass. Yeah, I'm going to be blunt. Because that's how pissed off I am. Let them adopt you so they get paid for it. You live there for a few months while they harass you some more. And then they shove you back out on the street after they got what they wanted from you. And then they do the cycle over and over and over again. They call it the foster system. Through adults, through seniors, through children. Disrespectful pieces of crap. How dare you force me down year after year after year after year. More than 12 damn years you have forced me down. You have gang stalked me. You have harassed me. You tried to get me fired at one of my jobs. And then you finally did. You got my benefits taken away from me. I got another job. You got me fired from that one. And I haven't been able to get another one since. And I know damn well it's because all these damn messed up ass programs. Oh, and the one that I did get hired at, guess what? As soon as I got hired there, they already had it in the works. Where they were going to set me up for fraud at the register so that I could go to jail for being a thief. That's a lie from the pits of hell. They already had it set up before I even started the first day. That's bullshit, my friend. How would you like that? Constant day in and day out and day in and day out. Trying to force you into fraudulent activities so you can go to jail. Force. Take your finances away, hold your finances from you. Force. Screw your mind up with their mind control crap, their witchcraft crap, their octopus spirits. And then want to tell you, oh, you must have ADHD, or you must be autistic, or you must be this, or you must be that. Try to put another label on it. Trying to screw with your body by starving you when they call it the Hunger Games. Starve you within inches of your life. And then when you're about to dissipate, then they let you come back to life again. They make sure you get enough food to eat. And then they put it through you all over again. And again, and again, and again. A repetitive cycle over and over and over for years. The government and the church and family together. They want to say it's the Eastern Stars and the Masons. They tell you you're made of royalty. Yeah, you are. Not the kind of royalty you think, but if you're a child of God, you are royalty. Because the child of God, your royalty doesn't come from man. It comes from God. You're a child of the Most High King. Kings on this earth were man-made, not God-made, not God-inspired. People put their priorities, their what would you call it? On the pedestal. He said, make no idol out of anything. Not even of him. He wants you to worship him, but he doesn't want you to make him an idol. Isn't that what the pagans did back in Moses' day? They built a golden calf to their fake god while Moses was up on the mountain writing the 10 Commandments that the Lord told him to write. Yeah. That's what he was doing. What do you think whenever they sit here and force your health down repeatedly over and over? Walk, 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 walk. They don't care. What do you think whenever they sit here and force your health down repeatedly over and over? Walk, 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 walk. They don't care. They know you've already had injuries. Their intent is to force you down as much as they can till you either die or you go to the hospital and you never come out. You don't come out alive anyway. Try to force you into assisted living places because those are non-profit, most of them. Or maybe some of them are for-profit. Nevertheless, they try to force you into different scenarios. Whatever suits them for that day. Whatever makes them happy. The script writers, these movie directors, tell you it's your movie when they're the ones sitting here doing all the stuff to you. People are paying to do witchcraft and black magic and voodoo on you. They're paying for it. They're paying these people for it. And you're tortured repeatedly. And it's not just your family. It's not just your community. It's all across the world. It's all across the world. Your phones are hacked. Your computer is hacked. Your life is hacked. You are pinpoint targeted by the enemy day and night. Then they want to say, well, God's been protecting you. No. These people stood in the way. They're blocking it from the church and from the government. See, all the money that they raise while they're torturing you has to go somewhere. There's some pretty big money trails out there. The devil's still a liar. You have a new car and they try to trade you with an old piece of crap and it's going to fall and break down because they don't want to give you what's yours. They want to lie, cheat, steal. They steal your home. They steal your new car. They steal your life day after day after day. Narcissistic, abusing bastards. Covert control. Coercive control. Unaliving. Harassing. Gang stalking. Isolation. Then they want to say you're a drug user. You're not a drug user. You've been starved. When your body hasn't had food in 3 days, it starts to eat itself. So you do that repeatedly. You go, I've gone as long as 10 days without eating. So from the 3rd day to the 10th day, my body was eating the fat itself first. And after the fat is gone, then it starts eating the muscle. Yeah, you can feel it. You feel the difference in your body. You feel the difference in your body. That's why when you do eat, you don't just eat just anything. You eat as much carbs and as much protein and as many vitamins as you can. As many calories as you can in that one meal, because you may not get another meal that day. It might be 2 or 3 days before you get another meal. If you figure the average person needs 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day, yet you're only getting an average between 800 to 1,200 calories in a day, you're going to lose weight. And sometimes you don't even get that 800 to 1,200. And even if you're getting calories, but it's by sugar instead of by protein and carbs and things, then your body's still getting unhealthy, but you're still able to maintain some sort of fat because of the sugar content. After a while, peanut butter tastes like pure sugar. It tastes so sweet you can't hardly even eat it. Stalked, harassed, day in and day out, all day long, every day, this person to that person. That one right there just pulled up. They think they're being funny, but they're not. I don't want nothing to do with them either. You're harassed by different people. They try to claim you as theirs. Claim you as theirs. I don't want you. You don't get to claim me. I am nobody's property. I am nobody's property. I am not your dog. I am not your property. They pull up and want you to walk over there to their car and get in the car with them or go talk to them. Like you're a prostitute. So sorry to disappoint you. I'm not one. And I won't walk to your car. And you disgust me for all your damn programs. When I'm sitting there trying to get my life together at another place, and you sit there and you pull this shit with all these damn different people swarming me like a beehive, over and over and over and over, trying to force me into Satan's programs. Force me. Force. I think y'all are bastards for it. You're not a real Christian for it. A real Christian would never force somebody into a forced marriage. A forced union of any kind. Applied for a job. They called me back and said, "Oh, so-and-so's single." Like I care? I'm not out here trying to date or sleep my way to the top. So many are. So sorry, that's not my motivation. It's not even on my radar. It actually irks me. Because in my book, that's cheating your way to the top, basically. If you have to sleep with somebody to get to where you want to be, then maybe you didn't deserve it. Maybe you didn't deserve to be there. They're barking at that guy there. He got out and started taking his shoes off and changed different shoes. Maybe he's getting ready to go to that job over there or something. Or maybe he's getting ready to go eat over there. I'm in a shopping center parking lot, so there's not a park over here nearby. I found the first nearby tree that I could go to because my legs hurt and I can't walk as far as I used to anymore. I've been forced to walk now since when I left my car. Finally, it was May 30th of last year. I despise every jerk. Every last jerk that's been a part of these damn sorry-ass programs. I despise you for it. You know what? You wouldn't want to be treated like this. Year after year after year after year. And the church members have been the worst. The worst. You know what it says about that? It says they don't even have Christ in their heart. It says they're just pretenders and fakers just to see what they can get out of it. That's the worst thing you can do. Try to force me in this job or that job. Jobs I can't even do. Try to force me to go with this person or that person to this job or that job that I can't even do. The devil's a liar. I hate you for your programs. I hate you for your bullshit. I despise the bastards who puts me in these programs. All 100 damn programs. And maybe there's more than 100 programs altogether combined. I don't care. Your intent was not for my good. Your intent was for evil. These narcissistic, abusive, coercive control patterns. And then there's just so-called counseling to pop up on my newsfeed to tell me what's really going on and how things are going to be. Yeah. Go to hell. Because you're all part of it. You're all part of the demonic society of this bullshit. Hurting and destroying somebody else's life. You're evil bastards for it. The movie makers that are part of it. The abusers. The script writers. The puppet masters. The blackmailers. See, they have your phone and your computer tagged. You know why? Because everything you're doing on there, every copyright thing that you're doing on there, they're taking it over for you. They're taking credit for your work. They're taking it over for you. They're taking credit for your work. That's why they want you to write it down. That's why they want you to film it, because they're taking credit for your work. They're making patents off of your ideas. Yeah. I refuse to do all my stuff on my phone. I will not draw the picture of my house on my phone. I will not do all the other things that I want to do. You go to the library, they follow you in the library, and they get, what do you call that, flying monkeys to come in there and harass you even in the library. What do you go in the library for but to study, to do things you need to get done? They send people there to confuse you. God's not the author of confusion, friend. Satan is. Satan is the author of chaos. Satan is the author of the flying monkeys. Satan is the author of coercive control. Satan is the author of manipulation. Satan is the author of the deceptions. Satan is the author of narcissistic abuse. Satan is the author of many of these different programs. I don't care if they use the church or back it in the church. I don't care. Satan is the author of this bullcrap. It is not orchestrated by God. The devil is a liar. I don't care what sermon you heard. I don't care. If you've never been forcefully put through it for years that I have been through it, don't you tell me anything, because I don't want to hear you. I know what I have been put through. And I'd be damned if you try to belittle me or try to make me think that they didn't do that to me. How you gaslight me. I'd be damned if I let you sit there and make me another doormat. This life has taught me to treat others the same as they treat you. They treat you like dog crap, you treat them like dog crap back. God said to treat everybody with respect and love and honesty. And it's hard to do that. Because the more you do that, the more they step on you, the more they squash you. The nicer you are, the more they squash you. The more they plot and scheme to destroy you. The more they plot and they scheme. Lies, tricks, and deceptions. Because there's a lot of money involved. A lot of money. People are paying to be part of these movies. They're paying actors' salaries. They're paying for motels. They're paying for rental cars. They're paying for cars. They're paying for houses. They're paying for clothes. They're paying for people to get their hair done. Their nails done. Whoever wants to be the prostitute for the day. If somebody wants to do it out of kindness, that's different. But to be forced to be a prostitute to somebody, kiss my ass. I know how to do it myself. I can paint my nails myself. I can cut my hair myself. I can color my hair myself. When you learn how to treat somebody with respect and dignity, when you learn how to treat somebody as a real person and not as an object, I get angry at the folks that want to sit there and pay for actors to sit there and pretend that they're with you. Miss Golden Chick. To pretend they're with you when they're really not. They're really against you. And everything they've done has been against you. Because behind your back, they've taken every bit of inheritance you had away from you. Sneakily, underhandedly. But you know what? I don't even care anymore. Am I going to miss the things that I could have had a part in? Yes, I will. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to fight you for it. Your mistake was thinking that I would fight you for it. So you had to put me through all this hell. Your job. I wanted my life and my family and my kids. You took my job. You took my life. You took my family. You took my kids, my grandkids. You took it all away. I don't know what my phone is doing. Where's my glasses? My phone is doing something here. TikTok's doing something. I don't know what it's doing. It's got my screen blocked. But anyways, I never wanted anybody else's job. I never wanted your house. I never wanted your car. I never wanted your husband. I never wanted your boyfriend. I never wanted your life. I never wanted things that weren't mine, or that weren't freely given to me by the kindness of somebody's heart. I didn't try to take your things, never have, never will. I don't want to get things by dishonest gain. When you get things by dishonest gain, they will disappear in those same ways. Somebody else was going to be dishonest to you and come back and do the same things to you in similar but different ways. The dishonest will get you back. The world calls that karma. God said vengeance is His. That's why God tells us you never worry about paying somebody back evil for evil. Don't worry about it. It will come back. I don't want the house back. I don't want the car back. I don't want the money back. You've already gotten it. Keep it. And deal with your own conscience. For me, I'm going to start over. Eventually, I'll get out of this narcissistic, abusive control if it kills me. I'll either get out of it or I'll die in the middle of it. One way or the other. I'm not taking you to court. I don't even care anymore. Everything I wanted to do, you took away from me. My dreams, my goals, my aspirations, my family, my life. You reduced me down to a squished bug. To nothing. All of you together combined with your narcissistic, abusive, coercive control. Targeted individuals, chosen ones, bullshit. Religious cults, sex cults, dating cults, catfishing people. Tell them, go follow the guy that's over here fishing at the pond. I found that disrespectful. I don't find it funny. Go follow the guy in the restaurant. Follow him to inside or follow him outside to his car. In the car. I don't find that funny. I find it disrespectful. I find it unacceptable. Do you know, so many people, because they are following people and getting in these cars with people, follow them into businesses or this business or that business. Do you know what's happening to them? Many of these girls, they go and get in the car with this guy and they end up going down the road and have sex with him in their car somewhere or in the motel somewhere. They get the crap beat out of them by some jerk. Why? Because they were too eager to pull their damn pants down. Lust and temptation got the better of you. So you got the crap beat out of you for it. You got thrown out the damn side door of the car. Now you've got road rash all over your damned face and your arms and your legs. You got black eyes, bloody noses, and bruises all over your face. Because you went to the motel and screwed somebody that was an evil jerk. That's what lust and temptation and Satan does. You're better than that, friend. God warned you of these things, but you didn't listen. Don't sell your body. He said your body is a temple to the Lord. That's number one. Number two, he said your price is far above rubies. You are more precious than you know. Not just women, but women and men. And these people who try to get you to be gay or bisexual, that's from Satan as well. You see, the incubus and the succubus spirit are from Satan. And those are the controllers of the sexual desires that are evil. They can send through spirits. They send them in your dreams. If you wake up in a dream and you're having sex with somebody or trying to have sex with somebody in your dream, I guarantee you that's a spirit that was sent to you. What you need to do is wake up and say, I rebuke you, Satan, get out. And once you do, and then you say, return it back to the sender. You believe with all your heart that you know that was sent by Satan. Satan, and by you taking authority over it, casting it back out. It cannot stay. It must leave. And it will return back to the sender. Be careful of the witchcraft you watch. You think witchcraft is good. No, my friends, you're dabbling in darkness and evil. I don't care if you call it white witch. I don't care what you call it. White magic, black magic, it's all the same. It's still from the pits of hell. It's still a deception. You're doing things illegally out of God's realm. God can perform miracles, yes. But he doesn't use black magic. He doesn't use witchcraft. It is divine. It's unexplainable. God loves you, friend. Do you love you? Do you love yourself enough? Do you? Do you love yourself enough to put behind you the lust, the temptation for the evil? You know, I've learned a lot of things out here. I can understand where some people come from. The people you find under the bridge or somewhere, they're sitting around, they're either drunk or they're high. They do it every day or every time they get money. You know why? The world has already judged them anyway. The world has already said they're nothing and they're nobody. They're drinking and drugging their problems away to get them in a different reality. They don't have to face their problem anymore for those few hours. Maybe they're finally able to sleep. Maybe they're finally able to relax. I'm sorry they choose those things to be able to do that. But they're just looking for peace. So many of them. They're just looking for a few hours of peace. There's so many people out here that just would rather push people down and say, oh, they're just beggars, they're just moochers, they're just this, they're just that. They just want handout, 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 handout. When it couldn't be further from the truth. You don't know what's really going on. You didn't spend an hour in their life, a day in their life, a year in their life. You didn't walk their shoes. You don't have a clue. You don't know what they're battling. You don't know how much abuse or not that they've been through, or that they may still be fighting. You don't know not that they've been through, or that they may still be fighting. You don't know. So many people need stability in their lives. Stability comes with housing, to having a good place to live, somewhere you can call home, somewhere you can lay your head every night, take a shower every morning or every night, somewhere you can cook your own meals, somewhere you can hang your clothes and not be worried they're going to be stolen from you. Somewhere you can lock your door. You leave your things there and not worry about them being stolen from you, not having to take them all across town with you. Walking up to a job interview with all your things in your hands, you think those people want to hire you. They're looking at you with disgust because they have no comprehension of what you're going through. They have no comprehension of the hell that you are going through or have been through. And what it takes just to confront you, just to go to your door, to ask you for help, to ask you not for a handout, but for a hand up, a job, to give them back their self-respect, to give them the hand up, not a hand out. And yet you sit there and you snoot your damn nose at them. How dare they come in here with all their things and ask for a job? How dare them? How dare them want to be self-reliant? How dare them not want to live with somebody else? Maybe because they've been abused already over and over and over, and they don't want to be abused again. I heard a guy talking about the homeless people, the unhoused people the other day, about what they need to do in their city because they're so tired of them coming to their city and hiding in the woods. Well, where do you want them to sleep? They have to go into the woods just to be hidden from the public because you shame them and humiliate them. They're trying still survive because there are no shelters. They can't find help. There's no emergency housing vouchers. They say there is, but I haven't been able to find any. There's emergency housing, yeah, where? So many programs I've seen are there for their agendas. It's not really there for the person's agendas. The person needs help for whatever their capacity. Mentally, physically, financially, emotionally. They need stability in all those areas. The first thing is they need stable housing. They don't need to be flopped from this house to that house, from this room to that room, from this shelter to that shelter. That's not stability. From this woods to that woods. That's not stability. You know, you could even set up a giant construction tent out here in one of these big parking lots that's not even being used. That would be more stability. You could set up a thing of lockers for them to put their stuff in, so they could leave it there and have a bed every night. A bed and a locker with the numbers match. A cot. The food pantries could bring in food, put it on a table, and they could eat there in the evenings, maybe in the mornings and evenings, middle of the day. Because they've already eaten, they put their stuff in their lockers. You have a place to keep your dogs in the kennel area, or your cats, your animals, whatever. A safe place for them. They're not being abused, they're not being mishandled, they're not being taken advantage of. They're not being harmed in any way. Daycare for your children, if you have children, so they can go out and find a job or have these job meetings every day. Come to the shelters, come to these temporary tents every day from 10 to 2, 10 to 12. Get over here. Let's find some people that we can give a hand up to. Let's train them for a new job. Let's help them get stability. Let's help them regain their self-respect and their dignity. Let's help them regain their life. Let's help them know that their life matters. It's not a black life matters. It's not a white life matters. It's every life matters. You don't know what it's like to have to be forced to stay outside and watch all your stuff be rained on for hours with pouring rain. 5 hours standing underneath the gas station awning to try to not get rained on because you don't have a chair to sit in. There is nowhere to sit. The ground is flooded with water. Your feet are soaked. All your things are getting soaked. You've got your dog sitting on top of your stuff trying to prevent them from being soaked, from staying under the awning as best you can. To watch what little you have left be destroyed by the weather, by the rain. The little that you have fought so hard to keep. And then you go through winter, and now you have to deal with the ice and the snow on the ground. Your health is already getting terrible. Here in Texas, we're not used to freezing cold weather that much, and I'm thankful that this year we were very blessed with a very mild winter. It was very mild compared to what it's been the last several years. 3 years and 7 months now I've been out here. But this is the first year I've been out here without my car. The last 3 years I was in my car. And it was targeted. They could push a button and make my car stop whenever they wanted it stopped. If they wanted it stopped on the highway, it would stop and it would throw it into a wreck. If they wanted it stopped in a parking lot, they'd stop it there in the parking lot. And I'd have to get a jump start in order to get it to go. And that's when you could finally get somebody to help you. Most people were told not to help you. Forced you to stay 3 weeks here, 4 weeks there, 6 weeks here, 6 months here, 8 months there. Force. Humiliation. Degradation. It's pure evil. There are ways to help people. You can get the community involved in these Section 8 programs. If we have more Section 8 vouchers, more people, more landlords who will sign up for the Section 8 programs. Individual houses, individual apartments. The government pays a certain portion, and that's guaranteed, friend. And then the tenant is responsible for their portion. It's guaranteed money, unless they're evicted. They're held accountable, and if they're evicted, then they don't get to go to the next place. They're kicked out of the program. There are ways. If you really want to help people. It's a money-making thing, just like the pharmacies. It's no different. something else to complain about. Some places only have 20 apartments, and they don't want to deal with anymore. Maybe they've had a lot of bad experiences, I don't know. I can't speak for them. There are a lot of housing programs out there. The problem is they're not funded correctly. They're insufficient funding. I don't know if more people need to sign up for the Section 8 program and that's how they get more vouchers. I don't know how that program works. I'm learning. Section 8 can pay for a house itself, a regular landlord house, not just an apartment. It can also pay for apartments, project-based Section 8. These things would definitely decrease our homeless population, housing instability. They say there's not enough housing. Yes, there is. How many vacant houses do we have? How many vacant apartments do we have? There's enough vacancy everywhere. There's vacant motel rooms. There's all kinds of vacancies. There's vacancies in motels and hotels. Everybody that's homeless is not trash. Maybe there's a few that, well, they don't give a crap about themselves and they live like hell. But there's a very few. Most of them, they want a hand up, not a handout. They want to get their life back. So many people living in their car, trying to save up to have enough to qualify for the rent. 3 times the amount of rent, 2.5 times the amount of rent. And while they're dealing with their credit issues over here, trying to get that back on track, that takes a minimum of 6 months or longer. On top of trying to hold a job down and keep your car, pay for your car repairs. And the ones living out of their car, a lot of them have to have a storage to keep their stuff. Not all of them, but many of them. They're trying. That's all they can do, is do the best they can do every day. Sometimes the best is not good enough. Yet there's so many people out there pushing another down. Pushing them down, pushing them down, pushing them down. Just because they can. Just because you want to be the liar. Just because you want to be a deceiver. Just because you want to be a gossiper, a manipulator. Just because your way of living is not conducive. Just because you think that everybody got there by this or that. You could have made so much further from the truth. Every person's story is different. Every person's upbringing is different. Every person's boundaries are different. Your beliefs are different from my beliefs. beliefs. We may have similar, but we're still different. Why are we different? Because we are not robots. That's what makes us different. If we were robots, we would be the same. We can be programmed different, but ultimately still the same. Think about it, our whole country can be changed. Starts with stability in the housing. Jobs, there's all kinds of jobs out there. You just can't find them. Many because they say that they don't. They say they don't. What is the word I'm looking for? I don't know right now. Discriminate. They say they don't discriminate. But if somebody knows you're homeless, living on the street, living out of a cart, living out of a dog bed thing, a dog cart, got your dogs with you, carrying your blankets and your clothes with you, your notebooks because you're trying to study, you're trying to get things done, you're still trying to improve your life. Only to be judged by the entire community. Not for trying to get back on your feet, but for being homeless and living on the street. They think you must not be a Christian if you're living on the street. You must not believe in God if you're living on the street. Sweetheart, I gave my life to God. My entire life I gave to Him when He saved my life. September 1st, 2003. I thought I was going to die. I was laying there on my couch for a week. My chest felt like it was caving in. I had been smoking cigarettes for 17 years. 17 years I smoked cigarettes, 2 and 3 packs every day. For that past 7 years, from that day backwards, for 7 years, I had been trying to quit smoking. My little girl came home from school one day with this frog. It said, if you smoke, you choke, and you croak. She brought that home from school. From that day forward, I tried my hardest to quit smoking. I tried Wellbutrin, I tried the patches, I tried gum, I tried prescriptions, I tried cold turkey, I tried candy, gum, everything. Toothpicks. I was wearing 2 patches in the end and still smoking. So I finally said I've spent way too much money trying to quit smoking. More money than I could ever imagine what I could have done with that money. It's cost me more to try to quit smoking than I was spending on my cigarettes. So I threw everything. I just stopped. And I just kept smoking my cigarettes. Well, eventually came the day. 4 days in a row I laid on a couch with my kids surrounding me. It was just me and my kids. They were young. I thought I was going to die. My lungs felt like they were caving in. It was so hard. It was so hard to breathe. The pain was so great. It was enormous pain. It felt like I had an elephant sitting on my chest. I was scared. Not scared of dying, scared of leaving my kids. I wanted to see them raised. With the sincerity in my heart, I prayed and I asked the Lord's forgiveness, and I asked Him to help me to quit smoking. I asked Him, if He be true and He is really my healer, to heal me and let me finish raising my kids. I'm still here today, aren't I? To God be the glory. Not only did He take the cigarettes from me, He restored my lungs. He restored my smell. He restored my life. He said, if you have the faith of a grain of a mustard seed. How big is a mustard seed, friend? Tiny, tiny, tiny. A mustard seed is like an ink dot. You know, the funny thing is after I made that prayer a few weeks later and I cleaned my house with bleach, because a few days later I was able to get up. Because at the time I was only able to get up one time a day to go to the restroom because our bathroom was upstairs. And while I was sick, my kids and I slept downstairs. I slept on the couch and they made pallets there around me because they didn't want to leave me. That wasn't the first time we had incidences like that. 2 weeks later, Mike showed up, and he still smoked cigarettes. So, of course, when he got there, I was wanting a cigarette, and I grabbed it from him. Went out the front door, stood by the front door, and took one drag off that cigarette. The Lord made me regret taking that cigarette drag. He made me regret it. He said, "You made me a promise, and you're going to keep it." Friends, He made me so sick off of that one drag of cigarette, I never wanted another drag again. I craved a cigarette for another year. It even cost me my coffee for a year, and I love my coffee. I couldn't even drink coffee anymore because all I could taste was cigarettes. So for a whole year, I didn't even drink coffee. Didn't get my cigarette. But I still craved that cigarette, but I never touched it. Why? Because I didn't want to be throwing up like that again. The Lord made a believer out of me real quick. He said if I took it away from you, you wouldn't go back. I promised I wouldn't go back. And I'm here to tell you, that's not the only time. Your relationship with God matters. Your honesty with Him matters. Your word with Him matters. Because He does love you. God loves you with an everlasting love. you ever heard of the footprints in the sand? That poem. You see the footprints in the sand, one set of footprints, and then there's two sets of footprints. When there's two sets of footprints, it's you and Jesus walking next to each other. When there's only one set of footprints, that's just Jesus' footprints. Why? Because he's carrying you through the hardest times of your life. He said, lay your burdens down at his feet. He is a good God, friend. Easter's fast approaching. I don't call it Easter, I call it Resurrection Sunday. Because he died and rose again. Because after that week of torture, I envisioned the pain that he had. Every lash, he had 40 lashes on his back from the cat of nine tails that cut his skin open. The mesquite thorns that they made a crown out of and shoved them down into his skull. Every time I watch those movies, I feel that pain. Not for myself, but for him. And there at the end, right before he gave up his spirit, on the cross, he told the guy over there next to him that he would be in heaven with him today. That's one. And the second one was before he gave up his spirit. See, they didn't kill him. He died. I believe his heart was burst by the weight of the sin of the world. The weight of the sin of the world was on his shoulders. And it was so heavy, so painful, that it burst his heart open into all these pieces. That weight was so heavy. Not physically, but psychologically. It did so much. Not only that, there was another time he said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. He was talking about those that persecuted him, that put him under, that thought they were doing right. The gang stalkers, the narcissistic abusers, the controllers, the manipulators. They thought they were doing right. The flying monkeys. They thought they were doing right. Love of all the other people, all the people on the earth, that he gave up his soul, his fleshly body for, so that everybody else could have a chance at redemption, at salvation. Is that not love? Love of the Son. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. Is that not love? An agape love? It's so hard to find true love. But that's in a different way of his agape love. God's agape love is better than any love we could ever feel. And even when we have this earthly love, it still can't compare to God. It's only an added benefit. So I hope as we're approaching this season, let's see, I think it's April the 5th. So 2 Sundays, I think it is from now. If you don't go into a service, maybe you will think about watching it online on YouTube or the website or something. Watch Passion of the Christ. Watch the story of John. There's several other good movies that portray the Resurrection Sunday. I know that there's an Adventist town called Keene, Texas. I know they have a resurrection pageant where they put on the portrayals. They have plays that they put on for the entire community there at the college. It's free tickets. You have to have a ticket, but the tickets are free. And people go in at different times all through the day and walk through what it was like back in Jesus' day. And if you've never been, it's something that you ought to see at least once. And it's free. You might enjoy yourself. But be prepared, there is a lot of walking. I love you, friend, with the love of Christ. Not every unhoused person is a bad person. Stop putting labels on people. You don't know their story. You don't know what they need. You don't know how they are. Stop judging people by their book, by their cover. Stability. Hand-ups. Hand up works so much better than handouts. Handouts help, and they get you from one day to the next. But the hand-ups helps you to get more stability. It helps to restore your dignity, your self-respect. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day. Be blessed, friend.